very cool. Cusco!
Oh my gosh.
Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back again. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we are talking about what is in our park bag.
Thanks for joining us on another video. We actually got a lot of questions just recently about what kind of bag we carry, what we put in our park bag, all of that, and we thought we should make a video over that because I love my park bag.
We each have two different park bags that we switch back and forth between, and we're gonna cover all four of them and what's in that. But before we get started, if you need help planning your next magical vacation to Disney, Universal, pretty much any cruise line, or some all-inclusive resorts, we would absolutely love to help. You can find us at fantasticalvacations.com. We are a concierge travel agency, and it doesn't cost any extra to use us.
Yep, absolutely. We would love to help. And if you like what you are seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to spend more time with us, head on over to whatever podcast land that you reside in, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatnot. And we publish our podcast twice weekly on Sundays and Wednesdays. It's definitely a deeper dive into all things Disney, Universal, moving to Orlando, all the things.
And we just started a Patreon page, and our group there is, we are growing, we are having a ton of fun with them. So if you want to check out behind the scenes of this crazy two, hang out with us there, patreon.com/addictedtothemouse. All right, shall we get into it?
Yes.
Let's do it. What do you want to start with? What bag?
I'm gonna start with my work bag.
Okay.
Okay. Because this one's easy. It's quick and easy. So I found if we are headed to the parks and we are actually going to work, I needed something that my laptop would be safe in. And so I found one that was water resistant and then obviously has a spot for a laptop in there, fits my laptop just perfectly. I actually can fit both mine and Dan's in here. I always think it's important to have the little pockets on the side because we do carry a bottle of water with us every time we go to the parks that we can refill. And then I like this little pocket because it's just like I have headphones, so if I'm on a call or you know, I've got some tissues and stuff in here, but really this bag stays fairly empty because this is not the bag that I typically take to the parks.
It's not very comfortable walking around the park. So this is like specifically if we want to go in and spend like
a few hours working.
Yeah, like a couple hours like a baseline tap house, just working. Like we do this occasionally.
This one is a Love Vook. Love Vook.
Love Vook. Just Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Amazon. I'm gonna go to my easy one to describe here. This is a camelback. And so I actually got this when I was in the Army. I spent 15 years in the Army National Guard, and this was kind of my go-to. This became my go-to park bag whenever we would come for long trips and where we were spending like open to close, like all day long during the day. This is what I would carry, and I loved it.
I loved it too.
I loved it primarily because there's a 3-liter bladder in this thing. I would go to the resort ice machine and fill this up solidly with ice and then just fill it up with water, whatever was left in there, and the ice would melt from basically the morning up until lunch, and it kept it super, super cold, and we would all just drink off this every morning. And then wherever we would go, we'd usually like do some sort, well, we'd either go back to the resort or do a quick service or a table service for lunch, and we would just request extra cups of ice water and just fill it up with the extra cups of ice water.
There was one time that they said, do you want me to just bring a pitcher? Yes, that would be fantastic.
Then other things that are in here for long days, we would always do ponchos.
Yeah.
So we would go, these are one-use ponchos. You get them, we got them at the dollar store.
I think we got 4 for $1.
They're perfect.
I don't
if you
know.
want
They
a
were
one-use
cheap.
poncho.
Yeah.
I don't really like ponchos all that much just because I feel sticky and sweaty inside the poncho, but if you like ponchos, it's perfect. Just carry 4 in there. The last thing that we would always take with us, especially when we're doing a lot of pen buying and trading, are these little guys. Right there. These little guys. When you buy your Disney pins and you put them on, they've got these little rubber
Mickey head.
We always call them dammits in the Army, but you know, the little they so you don't poke yourself, right?
Yeah.
And they pull off all the time. And so the only way to secure them is with these locking pin backs. And you can get these anywhere that you can buy a bunch of pins at Disney World. You do
Camera bag.
All right. Let's do the camera bag.
Park bag is the most fun.
So you see me walking around with this. This is pretty much what I take 99% of the time now because we're not spending 12 hours in a park. And so we are usually going to do some sort of recording, some sort of content creation, dining reviews, whatever it is. And this is the bag that I take. So it's called Peak Design, and they have their own website. I love these bags because they are super durable. They're not the cheapest in the world. This is the largest body sling that Peak Design makes. There are 3 different sizes. And so this for me is perfect because I'll show you. If you have a DSLR type camera with an extra lens or a microphone like I always take into the parks, this is what you need. It's not totally waterproof, but it is sturdy. I can fit a full-size iPad in there. If I'm like going on a plane, I'll put my iPad in there and it's perfect. So I've got 3 compartments in here, and in the middle compartment is always my EOS R. It's a Canon EOS R, and I have 2 lenses. One is on the camera body in front of me, and then this one is my 24 to 105. So this, if I need to zoom into something, I'll get a little closer with that. And the one that is on the camera it's the one I'm using most often is going to be the 15 to 35 millimeter because it's a super wide angle, and I can literally hold the camera like, the reason I like Canon is because of this flip out screen. And so if we're doing a lot of vlogging, I can hold it like this. And with that super wide angle, I can literally hold it like right here and get both of this in there and talk, and I'll have a microphone. So this is what we look like going through the parks. So,
if you ever see this,
yeah.
That's us.
So yeah, a Harry Potter tattooed arm and then a DSLR with a microphone on top like this. Just stop us and say hi. Normally, like I said, I would have 2 lenses in here, one on the camera body and one next to it. I also have a light, so I love these lights. This is the app, so I love aperture lights. They are durable, they are rechargeable. This one in particular, so it's what we have. It's what we have back here. And it's just a light cube. I can stick it on the camera if I want to, but I can control the brightness of this thing. I can control the brightness here. I can control the color temperature. We can change colors here. Here, I've got 3 different camera batteries for the camera. I've got a couple extra memory cards, and then I've got a couple of batteries that I can replace the ones in the microphone should those die. And then finally, in the front, I have got an ND filter, which is a neutral density filter, which is basically sunglasses for the camera lens. So when it's really bright outside, I will put that on. And just a couple of other attachments, like this one helps me attach that light to the camera. And there's a couple in here, like that one helps me attach a phone to a camera. This one, actually, I can put the light and the microphone on the top of the camera, so just a bunch of cold shoe attachments. I love my gadgets. This is fun to me. This is what I like.
And then we have a whole wall of gadgets over here too that don't go in the park
Wall
bag.
of gadgets.
Are we ready for the park bag? I love my park bag. It's nothing really fancy, but it is a Bago brand, and so I'm gonna get into why I love it. The bag itself as well, but let's go through everything that I keep in my bag. So my bag just kind of stays stocked in the closet so that anytime we go to the parks, I don't even have to think about it. I just grab the bag and we can go. So in the front, super handy, I have a little package of tissues and I have hand sanitizer because
very important.
Definitely need hand sanitizer in the parks. We always, like I said, take a bottle of water. Usually I have 2, so the kids kind of share one and Dan and I will share one that we'll fill up before we leave with like ice and water. And then these really keep everything super cold all day, especially if you put ice in it.
Also on the outside of this bag, usually I will have some sort of tripod. This is my go-to tripod. It's a Joby, but I can not only use it as a tripod to sit on a table, so I use this with all of our dining reviews. We'll just sit it there and the camera will point towards us, and then we'll get a ton of stares from everybody around us, and they'll look at us and they'll wonder what we're doing, and it's fun. But you can also take these legs and bend them like around rails, and so you can like hook it to whatever. Or like for not Halloween Horror Nights, for Mickey's Not So Scary, I brought this. It's just a monopod. It extends up to, I think, 52 inches long. I think as long as it's shorter than 6 feet in extension, that Disney will let you bring it into the parks. Camera sits right here, and this is helpful to record like parades or fireworks. If you don't want to bring an entire tripod to set up the whole thing, you just set it there, and there's not as much shaking.
Okay, so in this little pocket here, I keep a hairbrush because, ladies, you know, if you ride a ride, then even if you put your hair up, you still need to brush it out afterwards because it's just a mess. It's terrible. Okay, and then let's go inside. Lately, I have been, instead of bringing my entire purse with me to the parks, I've been bringing this little bag, which I love because then I can just put like my wallet. I always keep a couple of hair ties in here. I'll shove my lip gloss in there, and really that's like the main essentials of the stuff that I need out of my purse, so then it's not that extra weight that I'm having to carry around all day. I also have ponchos and an assortment of fans. I have lots of different types of fans for the family, so we have lots of them. We always carry sunscreen with us because it's Florida and you're really close to the sun, and
That's important.
yes, I really like, I promise Banana Boat is not sponsoring this video, but I love this new brand, or this new kind. It's light as air. It's not greasy and sticky. You should definitely try this out. Like it's like dry on you, so you're not like feeling like you have sunscreen.
The things I
grips.
hate about sunscreen, like you coat yourself down and like before you even go in and get sweaty, you feel gross.
Yeah. And then I also have, I have my pin, my VIP pin that I need to attach with some of our pin
With
backings,
some backers.
which is why I haven't attached it yet. And then, so this is Body Glide. This is definitely a must during the hot months of Florida. Whenever you're walking around in shorts, it just makes life a little bit more pleasant.
It goes on your legs.
Yes. Probably the most important thing in this bag is a phone charger. And I like to have it with a longer cord because I will actually keep the charger inside of here and zip up the bag, and then I can just still have my phone in my back pocket, and I just have the wire attached to it.
Yeah, this is just an Anker, A-N-K-E-R, power bank, and I think it's like 26,000 milliamp hours or something like that. But you can get it for like $45, $55 off Amazon. This one in particular has 2 charging ports, so we could charge 2 phones at once if we wanted to. I love this. We used to use the fuel rods, but they won't even charge a full phone from zero, and then you have to go find the things. And like if you charge this thing full before a full park day, it'll charge a couple of phones, more than a couple of phones. This thing is
And pretty
money
fast too. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't take long to charge it back up.
Yeah, so especially if you got a backpack, you can just put this in and just run a line. You can, like, while you're using your phone, you can just keep it charged, so it's great.
The reason why I love this backpack so much is because it's so squishable. And so particularly at Universal, whenever I'm shoving things into those little itty bitty, teeny tiny lockers for the rides, this one I can usually like wiggle stuff around unless it's super packed, but I can wiggle it around so that I can shove it in there and make it all fit. And then whenever we lived in Oklahoma and we were traveling, the other reason that I loved it is that it will fold in on itself. And so I am going to show that can fit in my suitcase, and it's super compact.
The last few things are things that's not necessarily in our park bags, but we want to make sure that we have with us. So one is a way to get into the parks. We used to wear magic bands every time we came, and like these are all mine. I would carry, so I would take like 3 of these with me on a trip, and so I could, wear a Villains one day and then a Donald one the next day. But you have to make sure you are able to get into the park. Just as a side note, Disney's like Amazon's AWS crashed this morning, and so you couldn't get into My Disney Experience. So if you're thinking you're gonna open up My Disney Experience and you're gonna get in the park that way, it might crash on your morning. So that was like huge. So this helps with that. Like we have our Magic Mobile passes loaded onto our Apple Watches, and so that's how we usually get in right now. Also, of course, you got to bring your cell phones. It's the only way you can do anything from ordering food to lightning lanes and all of that stuff. And then, if it is going to rain, we bring GoPros if we're going to film anything. And then last but not least, the most important piece of accoutrement.
Protect those eyeballs.
Yes. Like, we have both forgotten sunglasses.
And we bought them.
And we paid way too much for Disney sunglasses because you do not.
I purchased these at Disney after forgetting
way
them.
too much for Disney sunglasses because you do not want to go around these parks without sunglasses any time of year.
That is the truth. Again, thank you for watching this video. If you are liking our videos, please hit that like and subscribe button, and so you won't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.